You're live, so everybody's on.
Okay. Okay to speak?
Yep, we're good.
Okay. Good morning. This is the IDA meeting of March 10th, 2022. I'm the Vice Chairman. I'm Judy Hopkins. I'd like to call the meeting to order. First thing is to let you know we have 4 members present. John Rickey, Randy Shaler, Judy Hopkins, and Skip Wilding. And the first order of business is to approve the minutes of February 10th. Do I have a motion for that, please?
So moved.
Okay, Randy, second. John, okay. Are there any additions or corrections to that? If not, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, that is passed. The next order is the treasurer's report. We'll look at the abstract report first. When you're ready, we'll take a motion to approve that.
I'll move.
Okay, thank you, Skip.
Second.
Second, Randy. Any questions about any of it? If not, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. And the next one is the banking and financial summary report for March to approve. We'll take a motion on that.
Sure.
Thank you.
Everybody shy there.
John's gonna second it,
I'll
I'm
second
sure. Okay, we'll give you a minute and see if there are any questions. Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
That is passed, thank you. Okay, we're at the building and maintenance report. How are things, Greg?
Well, we did have it was a small thing. We had to replace a small fan up in one of the ceilings. The system in this building is very interesting. It has some blowers and some basically hot, base floor heat, and one of them had gone bad in Kier's room. So it wasn't a big deal. It's $500, but other than that, we're doing good.
But we wouldn't want Kier to be cold. Okay, thank you. Okay, the next order of business is an executive session to discuss a contractual legal issue. I need a motion to make that happen.
So moved.
Randy and John, second, thank you.
Aye.
Skip. John seconds. All those in favor?
Aye.
You're out of executive session. Thank you. We're good, Craig, with volume?
Yeah, we're back on, yeah.
Okay, great. Next, we have some action items. Craig, want to share those with us?
Well, just the old business items, basically.
Okay.
Review of Hume Solar Project. They're like just about finished. They're still finalizing, working out with the town, the local agreement, the host agreement, and it should be finished before the next board meeting, so we can talk about that at the next board meeting. So they're just about final. It's with their lawyers, the lawyer for Hume. So I think everything, last time I talked to the board member up there, everything's been finalized. They just have to sign it. So as soon as we get a signed document, then we can discuss what we're going to be doing.
Good.
The other solar projects, I know NSF, the 4 projects in Belfast and Angelica are working. They're moving right along. I've been talking to the developer. I don't have a date when they're finished, but they are moving. And then the Wellsville project is almost done as well. I found out I've not heard anything about the Cuba project. So, and the pilots are in process of being paid for the 2 that were finished last year, which were Rushford and Burns.
That's good.
And then we also have another one in Alfred. It's Delaware Solar, who we've worked with before. Once they've finished up their host agreement, they'll be putting an application, final financial application in with us for the pilot. But they're waiting until they get the host agreement finalized with Alfred. And also I've heard that the larger Alfred wind, which is the 100 megawatt, which is very large, 500 acres, they're in the final stages of talking with the town. They're going through the 94C process, which is a state process for approval, but they have told the town that they will approve and work with all of their local solar laws. So I think there's a meeting on that tonight, but it's not finalized yet because it takes about a year to get approvals.
That's good.
And then the last one is the small solar project that we're considering in Alfred. They've decided not to go through the financial process with us for a pilot. They're going to work directly with the town. So we don't need to do any more work on that pilot application.
Okay. Thank you. All good news. Thank you. The micro enterprise grant.
Well,
phase?
next phase, that was very interesting. Just before this meeting, Greg called me because that's what he's talking about is, we're going to go in to get $200,000, maybe even $300,000 more of micro enterprise grant money. And I think we're pretty sure to getting that because we spent all the money as we said we would for the first grant, which was $200,000. Help 7 businesses, and hopefully we could help 7 to 8 businesses next time. Those are for 5 and smaller enterprises, 5 people in smaller indoor startups. And so we'll be putting that in fairly soon. And then the county has agreed on going after the small business grant, the CBDG CARES Act money. And that we're going to go in for probably about $1 million. And that's going to be for companies that are 25 employees and less that have been affected by COVID, of which I don't know of any company hasn't been affected by COVID. So, and those will be grants too. They're different. They're usually, I think I've mentioned it before, most of the counties that have done this have tied it to job creations and probably about $50,000, $60,000 per job, at least that many, and it could be $50,000, $60,000 or more for people to get. It could be for operations, so it could be actually paying payroll.
Could it actually be new businesses?
It could be both, yeah.
As long
I
as
think
they
it's still,
get that.
well, it could be new business because it's after you have COVID impact.
Oh, okay.
So the micro enterprise would be for the new businesses. And we did a poll. Michelle Denoff sent out a poll. Within about 24 hours, we already had about 12 people reply, and I don't know what the number's up to now, but I know we're going to have more than enough data that shows that there are enough businesses that have been affected by COVID that would want to get this grant one. I think it'll make a big difference for a lot of small companies. And it's grants. It's hard to get grants, It's easy to get loans.
Yeah. No, that's right.
So
Do you ever anything back from any of the micro enterprise grants we did before as far as other businesses?
I haven't yet, but I'm glad you brought that up. I will do that for the next board meeting to figure out where they are. I know the Penwright one is doing well. I know he's actually hired somebody. I think his business has expanded quite a bit. I do not know about the other ones.
But a good deal of the experience before we get into the next
Yeah.
one, hopefully.
It'd be nice to know if they've all been at least continuing to be successful. I know the old mill is still operating and doing well too, so I know those two for sure. I don't know about the other ones, I will check.
It'd be nice to get a one-year report.
Yeah, well, I think it'd be nice because for the whole county, because then we could say we did something to help these 7 businesses.
The
Not
old mill at Alfred Station.
Yeah, they got,
I just ate there. the
that's
other
what I'm saying,
day.
I know they're doing
Yeah,
well.
I've been there since I was in college.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good meals.
I had neither, my son goes there all the time. I've heard the meals are good.
Yeah, it's good.
So that's what's nice is they're pretty broad. Any business you can help, from restaurants to, small operations. It doesn't have to be manufacturing, it have to be entertainment, it can be anything. So that's what's nice about these.
Yeah, the grants are pretty interesting, and their business plans are really well done.
Well, that's what I was impressed
Yeah, I
at.
was really impressed.
Yeah. That was the one nice thing working, because they had to go get trained through a corridor incubator works, and then Greg really worked hard to make sure the business plan was put together well, and we only approved projects that they could get a business plan together.
Yeah.
There's a few that fell off because they couldn't put a business plan together. Well, you don't want to give them $30,000 because they can't figure out what the business plan is. So I think that worked really, really well.
Yeah.
I think the next one will go just as well.
And the latest one is moving ahead now, the one.
Well, that's what I was, just before the meeting, Greg called me, but we were gonna we couldn't put in for the new money until we got the old money all spent. It's all been spent, so now we can put in. And they obviously have the money to spend, so it's not a big deal. It's just have to put the request in, especially since we were successful.
That's great.
And then one thing I didn't put on old business, and I should have put it on because I have an update on the over what we're doing over behind the travel center, is they have gone out and they've done the borings over there. And the next phase, they're doing the wetland delineation, March 17th and 25th. I'll get you this document. I didn't have it, I just printed it out. Do a survey at the end of March, and the phase 1 environmental will be the second week of March, and then the concept and seeker plan will be sometime in mid-March. So we're making good progress so we can get ready to get a developer on that land, and I have been talking to developers interested, so.
Do you have any idea how long it's gonna take to do what we're doing? Are we talking months, a year?
No, months, it'll
Months.
be done by probably midsummer.
Great.
And we did ask about the study that we questioned last time about the traffic study, and they confirmed that as far as the traffic counts, it would be a lot less than what they said. They will not, do things twice, because they've already done some traffic work out there already, but the traffic study itself, the traffic counts would be a lot less than what they anticipated in the proposal, about 1,300 versus 5,000, so. So,
Okay. Do we have any new business?
I don't have anything at this time. No applications.
Go to the order. Okay. Our next meeting is the second Thursday in April. Spring is here. So, and with that, we'll take a motion for adjournment. Skip,
So move.
okay, and John. That's it. All those in favor?
Got it.
We're adjourned. Thank you.
I'm trying to end it.